Hello, my name is Sawyer.
And my name is Dexter.
Welcome to Indigenous Voices of New England, the podcast where we explore the Native American tribes of what is now called New England.
Today we're going to tell you all about the Nipmuc tribe. We'll go over the history, cultural traditions, and daily life today for the fascinating group of people.
Then we'll dive into an interview with Dale Manning, a citizen of the Abenaki tribe, which is very close geographically to the Nipmuc territory. Alright, let's get started.
The Nipmuc people originated in northeastern woodlands of what is now the USA, specifically Massachusetts, extending up to Connecticut and Rhode Island. The Nipmuc fought many battles across the region, including Wheeler's Surprise during King Philip's War. From June 20th, 1675 to April 12th, 1678, Colonial Forest near Brookfield, Massachusetts, the attack led to a siege of Brookfield, marking a significant moment in the war.
Let's talk about what the tribal name means. In English, Nipmuc means freshwater people. The Nipmuc had a strong connection to their ancestral land in central New England, and there are strong efforts to keep their culture alive today.
Today, the Nipmuc people, in their words, are committed to their sacred trust of protecting their democratic rights as citizens. Of the Nipmuc Nation, currently, they are in the process of aggressively pursuing legal action against those who are trying to undermine their democracy by spreading fraudulent claims.
Okay, let's hear from Dale Manning. How's it going, Dale? I'm Sawyer.
Good. Hi, Sawyer.
I'm Dexter.
Hi, Dexter.
Hello.
All right, let's get into the questions. What are some traditions or stories that were passed down to you growing up?
Okay, growing up, the only thing really passed down was that my family, my mom, they came here in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother ran a trap line in Canada.
Nice.
Other than that, not much, because we were told that we were Native American, but they really didn't speak of it.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Who are some of your biggest influences or elders in your life, and what lessons have they shared with you?
I would have to say the biggest influence in my life culturally would be Tom Beck, who one of my elders and who I got a lot of teachings from. He was a pipe carrier for the people, meaning he was licensed clergy for the tribe. He would do ceremony. He was the sweat lodge keeper. And years ago, he gave me a personal pipe. And that's how we pray, with the pipe and tobacco and tobacco we smoke, and the smoke takes our prayers to the Creator. Tom gave me a pipe, and then he, I think, kind of groomed me to be a pipe carrier for the people. And last year, in May, I did a 4-day fast with him.
Wow.
Sweat lodge, 4 days without food or water.
Wow.
3 sweat lodges, and I asked for the medicine to become a pipe carrier for the people. And now that is a position that I am in, so I can help the other people of my tribe and to help anybody, because we are all relations.
That's awesome.
So I'd have to say Tom was probably my biggest influence, and he has since passed. So he's still with me every day, though.
Nice.
Next question. How do people in your community keep traditional language, music, or crafts alive today?
Well, we every month now we have personal pipe carriers, and there's a pipe carriers gathering the second Saturday of every month at our land in Wheelock, and they get together and they have traditional teachings of smudging, colors, the wheel of life, the circle of life, and things like that. And also our language. There's a very robust language program at Middlebury College, and it's an immersion program during the summer. People who join it go there for, I think, 2 weeks, and they agree to speak nothing but Abenaki. So people that go in not knowing the language, they have to try to speak the language for that whole 2 weeks. We also have online classes, I think just about every night, where people can stop in and learn a few words, a few phrases here and there. And the person that really spearheads our language program is Jesse Back.
Rick, can you please go
And
to
he
the
went,
cafeteria? Rick, can you please go to the
Sorry.
cafeteria?
Sorry about that.
and Jesse
call him.
originally learned from language keepers in Canada at Odenak, and he is teaching the language now. And as far
Wow.
as craft, we have the Vermont Abenaki Artist Association.
Mhm.
We have a lot of artisans that do beadwork, drum making, all sorts of things, and they can join that. And we get together at our gatherings. We have vendors, people that make things and vend at our gatherings.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Are there particular places in this region that hold deep meaning for your people?
Yes. Up north is Brunswick Springs, which
Mhm.
if you Google it and look at the legends there, it's a body of water, and there are springs that run out of it, 7 different springs, and they all have different makeups of chemistry, like sulfur and different things. And it was healing waters. And
Wow.
one of the wars, a wounded soldier went there and he was healed from this water. And then he decided, wow, we can sell this. So the keeper at the time of Brunswick Springs, apparently the legend is they put a curse on it so that it couldn't be bought or sold. So it was purchased, and people had built hotels there to try to make resorts to get people to come in. And 3 different hotels that were built there all burned to the ground. So now there's nothing there except the springs, and it's sacred ground. And we also, for the tribe that I'm a citizen of, we have land in Barton, which we have a camp on. And then we have 350 acres in Wheelock, which we have a camp on.
Nice.
We meet there for gatherings.
What do your camps look like?
Our camps are what we have now are modern day camps. One's a log cabin, but in the past, our people would have stayed in wigwams, longhouses, not teepees. That's Plains tribes that were in teepees, but we were in wigwams.
That's cool. How do you feel about how the land has changed over time?
Well, too many houses, too much development. And the thing that really bothers me is when I drive down the road and I see these solar fields, all these big solar panels. That's just, it just
Yeah, I agree.
hurts my heart.
Yeah.
How do you see young people in your community carrying traditions forward?
Well, we try to get our younger folks involved in it. It's kind of tough nowadays with the internet and all that stuff. Some people don't want to do the traditional things. I know in Missisquoi, one of the other 4 recognized tribes in Vermont, they have a youth circle. And they do drumming and they go to schools. So there are a lot of younger folks over that way that I know for sure that are involved in carrying on the traditions.
Nice. What are some ways non-Native people can be better allies or supporters of Indigenous communities?
I think just recognizing that we are still here. A lot of people think, oh, there's no Indians around, they're all gone, but we are still here.
Yeah.
What does your day-to-day life look like?
My day-to-day life is an apron. I work for Meals on Wheels, Lamoille County. We provide the elderly, and I'm the baker, so I do all the baking here. As a matter of fact, I just ran out a couple minutes late to get on this call because I was right in the middle of making 200 cookies for Friday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I get up in the morning, come to work. That's
Nice.
it.
You said
Of course,
Lamoille?
I'm retired, but I'm still working.
Nice. Do you hunt? If so, what do you hunt? How do you hunt the animal? And what weapons are used for hunting?
I actually have not hunted for quite some time. I used to hunt all the time. I used to rabbit hunt, deer
Yeah.
hunt, hunt for partridge. But
Yeah.
I just got older and had a family and not quite as much time to do that. And I'm, devoted to other things.
Yeah.
When I did hunt, I hunted with bow and arrow.
Wow.
I hunted with an old lever action rifle that was passed down to me from my grandpa,
Nice.
and that was it. And I fished
Yep.
30-30.
30-30.
Yeah. I'm getting into bow hunting this year.
Nice. Well, good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I was gonna say on my stepfather's side, his family also is from a certain tribe. I never asked him which tribe specifically, but there was two 30-30s that got passed down, and we currently deer hunt with that one.
Nice.
He's never shot anything with it. Yeah.
What style of hunting would you do?
I was a still hunter. I'd hunt from a stand.
Yeah.
Nice. What is your favorite native dish?
I would have to say the Three Sisters soup.
Yeah. We had that the other day.
Oh, you did? Good. Yeah, it's the Three Sisters, the gardening. We have corn,
Mm-hmm.
and then we grow beans with it. And the beans, with the corn stalk, the beans have a place to wrap around and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And squash. And the squash provides the big leaves, and it provides cover. So, yeah, those are traditionally all planted together, help each other grow, and make a soup out of that. And it's called the Three Sisters soup.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you familiar with the Nipmuc tribe? If so, do you see any cultural or historical connections between the Nipmuc and Abenaki?
I'm not really familiar with the Nipmuc. I know they're, I believe, from Massachusetts, northern Connecticut.
Yep.
They are also, I believe, a state recognized tribe. And I know that they participated in King Philip's War with the Abenakis back in the 1600s. That's about all that I know about them.
Yeah. Are there shared values, stories, or experiences between your nations?
I'm sure everything, like I said, we are all relations. And with the Nipmuc, they're an Eastern Woodlands tribe. I believe, their dialect, their language is from the Algonquin subset, the same as the Abenaki. And we all share similar hunting patterns. I believe that they also were farmers. They grew crops and went from summer growing grounds to winter hunting grounds, traveled around a lot. So I think, we share an awful lot of things, probably.
Nice. This question might be a little bit of a repeat, but is the Abenaki language spoken in your community today, and are there efforts to revitalize it?
Yes, I spoke of the language program at Middlebury College, and we have quite a few citizens that speak the language. And day to day, when I greet, like my brother or my sister, it's always kwai kwai, which is hello, and Kitsiuliuni is great thanks when I thank somebody, and sometimes they look at me like, "What are you talking about?" But it's a way to connect with our ancestors when we speak the language. So it's important, and it happens.
What are your hopes for the next generation of Abenaki youth?
My hopes are that relations can be healed between all of the Abenaki, because there are some that are giving us a hard time, questioning whether we're real or not. Of course, we're real. We're here,
Yeah.
and I know my lineage. I know my ancestors. So it'd be nice if the next generation didn't have to deal with the fear, which is instilled by some of these other people that are trying to say that we're not really here.
Mm-hmm. If you could share just one story, teaching, or piece of wisdom with the world, what would it be?
I would have to say, ask Creator to lift your burdens and fill your heart with love, and just have love and respect for all of our relations. And that's basically the way it should be.
Yeah.
Fighting, take care of each other. And that would have to be it, I think.
Yeah. What does being a member of the Mohegan Band of the Abenaki mean to you personally?
Personally, it means a place for me. I've found where I belong in life, and I am a citizen, not a member, because a member is a club, but we are actually a sovereign nation. So I'm a citizen of Mohegan, and growing up, I always knew that there was something out there, something more for me in the way that I thought and the way that I acted, and I have finally found it, and I feel at home now.
Nice. Can you share how Abenaki identity is preserved and expressed within the community today?
Could you repeat that?
Can you share how Abenaki identity is preserved and expressed within your community today?
At our gatherings, a lot of people dress in their traditional regalia. Preserved, we have a history department within our tribe, and documenting stories and pictures, artifacts.
Nice.
Are there specific places in Vermont or surrounding areas that hold particular significance for the Mohegan people?
Yep, I think that was the question you asked before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do traditional crafts, ceremonies, or oral histories play a role in maintaining cultural continuity? Continuity? Yeah, that's spelled wrong. Yeah.
Teachings at our gatherings, we have teachers that hold classes and teach people how to do things. We have a cultural center in. Sorry, I just went to low battery mode. We have a cultural center in Holland, and they hold basket making classes there, ash pounding. They pound black ash logs to make splints, and that's what they use to make baskets out of. They have teachers that teach how to do ribbon skirts, drumming, all sorts of things. So there are a lot of resources for people to learn the cultural things.
Nice.
What are some of the most important challenges and hopes facing your community today?
The challenges, I think, are dealing with the detractors, the people that are against us, and our hopes are to help everybody. We have a food shelf that we run out of Holland. We feed numerous families there. Also, a food shelf down in New Hampshire, run by one of our citizens. We have a herd of buffalo.
Nice.
that we use. So we try to supply food to people that need it.
Yeah.
Nice. Are there any current projects in your community or that your community is working on to protect or restore ancestral land?
Just working on our land in Wheelock. There's a lot of some trees that need to be taken care of, and just trying to clean it up and make sure that we have a place to go and the future generations have a place to go.
Nice.
Those are the questions, Dale, and we appreciate your time and answers.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for reaching out to me, and it was a pleasure to speak with you, gentlemen.
Of course.
Well, there you have it. We learned a lot today about the Nipmuc and the Abenaki tribe. Hope you enjoyed the podcast.